How do you overcome laziness? Well, that's a question I've been asked by a lot of you insiders, because you understand when I began my journey a decade ago, I used to suffer from procrastination. I used to be the most lazy person I know. And the reason being is I didn't know these 5 steps, and this is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. These are the 5 steps that I took on my journey when I began 10 years ago. And so I want you to pay close attention, especially to the final point, and that way you've got the immediate steps you can take today so you can get more results right now. So let's go straight onto the first point, which is the root cause. I'm going to draw you something. I think this might be the first time we're doing this on Success Inside, a special moment. So pay close attention to the masterpiece. You can screenshot this and sell it maybe, okay? So what is this I'm drawing right now? I want you to comment in the comments box below. What is that? You're probably thinking, a tree. Of course it's a tree. I did fairly good, by the way, in art GCSEs, for those of you who know. So I'm just going to add some green. So it's a tree, okay? And what is this? Tell me. These are apples. Of course it is, right? Apples. Most people in life, when it comes to their laziness, what they're doing is this. This is pretty much your laziness symptom right now. Imagine you're this tree. This is a lazy symptom, the lazy bit of you. Most people, they're looking at this apple and thinking, oh, why is this apple changing? Oh, how can I change this apple? When in fact, what is it that grows the apple? What grows the apple is something that's underground. What is this called? It's called the roots. If you don't figure out the root cause of your issue, no matter how much consciously you want something, unconsciously and subconsciously, you're self-sabotaging yourself. And this is why, with my private clients, we'll get very clear in regards to, I ask them specific questions that get them clear in regards to the root cause. The moment you figure out the root cause, boom, that habit is gone forever. And this is how I managed to quit all of the drugs I was taking, by the way, because the root cause I was actually going through was that my health was suffering really bad because I was addicted to drugs at the time. For those of you who know my story, I was taking marijuana, all the other substances, which I won't get into details over, but I was drinking alcohol, you name it. I was doing everything that you could possibly imagine that takes a toll on my body. And if you want to get great in regards to time management, I want you to realize it's not about having the latest app or productivity to-do list, whatever it may be. It's about getting clear. How do I manage my energy levels? Think about it. When was the last time you felt great? Think about that moment. Think about that moment when you had great energy. Did you manage to get more done? Was that day productive? Of course. You'll always find the days you're not productive is when your energy is down also, when your mood is down. So most people, their performance is a reflection of their mood or their energy levels. So you want to get clear in regards to what is it for you? Because for me, what was causing that issue was the fact that my health was suffering so bad. So what did I do? I began to change the habits. I got off all of the drugs I was taking. I quit alcohol for good. And I got rid of the root cause. And straight away, I felt incredibly just transformed. The way I felt throughout the day, the focus, the concentration, and I began to take health supplements. I began to, switch to a healthier diet, exercise every single day. I totally shifted. Within about 6 months, I looked different, the skin was different, the way I physically looked was different, and the way I felt was incredible. And this is when I finally had the energy to start my first business, as well as to be able to approach more girls, because I was single at the time, suffering from social anxiety, and I did have a bit of an empty, let's say, void in regards to a relationship. I really wanted to have love in my life. So this is how I began. I overcame my laziness by getting clear in regards to my root cause. You got to think, what is the root cause that's causing this issue? Because it may very well be that there is something that you're doing to yourself right now. It could be health, or maybe it's the thing you're doing, the way you're approaching it. You got to get clear, what is the root that's giving you that fruit? Once you figure out that, game over. You know exactly how to stay productive. Okay, the second thing is reason. Human beings, we don't do anything without a reason. You might not consciously know that, but subconsciously, we do things with a reason. From a psychological point of view, human beings never do something unless there is a positive intention behind that. So you want to get clear, what benefit is it actually giving you? What is it that you're trying to avoid? And when you're able to switch that, where there is more pain towards laziness and more pleasure to being productive, that's when you're actually stacking the odds up in your favor. So begin to ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? Why do I want this? Why do I want to keep on working? Why do I want to keep on hustling? Whatever it may be, whatever you're looking to accomplish. And also, during this process, you may actually discover that this may not be the thing you want. Because realize sometimes the reason why you are lazy doing some things is because it's not what you're born to do. You, for example, if you were to put me behind a computer and say, Tim, I want you to program every single day for the next 10 years, I would be bored out of my freaking ass. In fact, I got chucked into college. My mum said to go study computing. I remember for 1 year was studying programming. I was literally just delegating all my work to my fellow student mates and I was just paying them because I just couldn't handle it. So ask yourself why. Keep on asking yourself why. Why do I want this? Why do I not want this? What am I avoiding right now subconsciously? Get clear in regards to these patterns, because it's like an iceberg. Your subconscious mind is what's running you most of the time. So you're consciously, you can know what you want, but you got to get clear in regards to your subconscious patterns. That's where the breakthrough happens. Get clear in regards to your reasoning. Third, movie. Say this is a task that you got to absolutely accomplish and you got to just get it done. This isn't something that you can postpone. Well, one of the tricks that you can actually try is something that's called perceptual positioning. What this is a way of you detaching from yourself and observing you as if you are watching somebody, let's say in like a video game such as Sims. You're watching the Sims character doing their work. And what you're doing is you're detaching your emotions from this process. So act as if you are in, for example, a movie, watching a character, playing out a specific scene. By detaching your emotional state from the current task you're doing, you're more likely to get it done. In fact, a lot of the elite athletes, when they're training in a gym and they're doing absolutely their final rep, sometimes they use the power of perceptual positioning and they act as if they're, for example, looking at themselves from the eyes of a coach and they just keep on pushing. And that way, then they don't feel the pain that they're going through. Try this out. Act as if you're in a movie scene right now and you're going through this particular scene. Don't view, for example, the chore, whatever you're going through, as a chore. View it as a gift as well and go take action. Just keep on doing it, okay? And come from a perceptual positioning point of view. That's the third point. Okay, fourth point is to change. Specifically, what I want to consider doing is to change the environment. I've said this so many times, but again, people have not. People rarely take action. That's what I found out, okay? You are the reflection of your peer group. People ask me, Tim, how did you manage to upgrade your peer group and how did you manage to become so successful? Well, the key is I upgraded my peer group. That's the secret. I actually moved out from my hometown. I literally left everybody behind and I moved to the city of London. I literally reinvented my life there. And I began to connect to people online, different online communities, which I highly suggest. In fact, we've got a private online community for success inside it. If you'd like to join, just follow the link above and you can fill out a quick application to see if you're eligible. Join online communities. Go get involved with high achievers. You become who you hang around with. Now, the immediate step you could take today, go try working somewhere that you've not worked before. Because human beings, psychologically, we anchor emotions to specific things. And that's why when you've heard a song before, for example, from the past, it brings back the feelings and the memories from the past. If you smelt your mum's cooking or something, or maybe you've smelt a cologne or perfume, that may have brought some memories from the past, and this is called anchoring. So you've anchored maybe laziness to your home office or your bedroom. So try working somewhere else. I dare you. I challenge you. In fact, if you accept a challenge, let me know in the comments box below, and I'll be sure to reply back to that one. Okay, so change the environment, change it up, shift it up, and be sure to upgrade your peer group as well. That's the fourth point. The final point is micro. So let me just write this, micro steps. Micro steps. In your mind, it's incredible how our mind works. Now, I can't go too deep into it because I didn't have the time to go deep, but it's incredible how our mind works, because when we tend to approach a task, our mind, especially if you've got the trap of seeking perfectionism, you're visioning a very big task ahead of you. And this is why most people don't get started. So instead of thinking, oh my God, there's so many steps to do, just ask yourself, what's the first step? What is that little thing I could do? So for example, if you want to do a meditation routine, instead of knowing that there is 15 minutes of meditation that you got to do, because that's how long the app said you got to do, just try 30 seconds. And what you find is once your mind begins to calm, it's so much easier to take that next step. So ask yourself always, what is the micro step? Don't look at the whole task in front of you. Chunk it down small. and just do it one bite at a time. That is the key. Stop pursuing perfectionism and realize life is a series of tests. We never know what's actually going to happen. But as human beings, what we do is we attach a meaning and we attach whatever results we've had from the past experiences. Let me just show you a quick example. And this is the importance of always focusing on micro steps. This is how your mind works, okay? So I want you to look at this right now. What can you see? You can probably see a triangle, but it's actually not a triangle. Think about it. I've not actually filled in the gaps, but your mind is filling in the gaps. Exactly the same when it comes to your work. Your mind fills in the gaps and assumes that it's going to be hard work. Your mind fills in the gaps and says, oh my God, this is going to be so difficult. And this is reflecting based upon your past results. This is something that we do go very deep into, by the way, for those of you who do want to reach mastery level. Onboard Success Side Academy, which is our exclusive academy for high achievers. So if you do want to apply to join us, all you have to do, like I said, is following the link above. But this is what you got to get clear over. How can I take the micro steps and stop presupposing what the future is going to be like? Be present, look at the track every single day, and do whatever it takes inside it. These are the 5 steps that you can use to be able to overcome laziness. I hope you found today's video helpful. Number 1 is root. Number 2, reason. Number 3, movie. Number 4, change. And number 5, micro steps. Thank you so much, Insider, for tuning in. And if you got value from today's video, be sure to like this video and comment below right now on the biggest steps or biggest takeaways, I should say, or what you're willing to commit to from having learned what you've learned today. And that way you're more likely to go out there and get the results you want. Share this video also, Insider, because remember, life's about paying it forwards. So do your act of kindness today. Share it with one friend or loved one that would benefit from hearing this message. And as always, Insider, follow your heart, my friend, and take action and go live the life you're truly born to live. I'll see you on the next video soon. Take care.